Hi, welcome back. My name's Claire. I am currently following the Slim World plan. I'm not gonna lie, we are November, December, so when I say following, it has become a little bit more loosely following recently. As much as I'm trying to stay on plan, there is a lot going on in life. It's crazy busy. We're all crazy busy this time of year, and it just gets that little bit harder. So although I would say I'm still following the Slim World plan 92% of the time, I'm not going to pretend to you guys that I'm being perfect. There's definitely the odd glass of wine that's slipping in with a Christmas movie. There is definitely the odd Christmas chocolate that's gone in my mouth at work. But where I can, and definitely all of my meals, I am sticking to plan. Whether I lose any weight before Christmas or not, I don't really know. But for me, it is just trying to not totally let go and to stay that little bit on track so that I don't go way off track, because I still did have a goal of £7 that I wanted to lose. I'm a little bit, no, £7 from where I am now would take me to pretty much where I want to be honest. That would take me to 11.5 stone. Anything under 11.5 stone, I am 5'11". I think it starts becoming a bit much. And it's not that maintainable. And yeah, I'm happy at my 11.5 to 12 stone is my happy weight, like even where I am now. And this is kind of what's not put me off track, but makes me not as motivated, because I am actually quite content where I am. If I was to put on another few pounds, I know that contentment would go, because I would start being a little bit more unhappy with where I am. So again, the closer you get to the goal that you want and the happier you're feeling in yourself, maybe if like me, you feel like it's not as important, but I just want to make sure I'm doing enough not to lose that, if that makes sense. I hope you're all bearing up, coming up for Christmas. Don't be too hard on yourself if you do have a bad week. Like I'm trying to explain in my roundabout way, is we all have those bad weeks, especially coming up for this time of year. And although our weight loss is important to us and getting those goals is important to us, don't forget to enjoy the season. Yep, there are tweaks and there are absolutely things you can do to stay more on plan, but don't ruin those magical family occasions. Don't do it every night in December, but if you've got a special occasion and like me, you don't get out very much, enjoy it. Enjoy the occasion. Don't blame me. If that means you don't get a weight loss. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what I would do. Yeah, and for me, life's too short. You know, my Christmas do's that I go on will be a night out with my sisters, a work night out. They're not things that happen all the time. I don't do it weekly. So when I do it, I'm going to enjoy it. I am now going to go on the school run. I've just been out and walked the dogs, working on getting those steps in still. When I get in this evening, I'm taking the boys from McDonald's straight after school. It's a little birthday dinner. And then when I come home, I'm doing salmon for Mark and myself. I did end up having some noodles for lunch. So I think it'll probably be salmon, jacket potato and salad for tea. And I'm also gonna do a rice pudding, which I'm gonna share. Slow cooker rice pudding, super popular recipe. I think all of you that have tried that have absolutely loved it. And no wonder why, because it is insane. Perfect for this time of year and really low in sin. So it is a great one to try. I have got, as suggested to me, some mincemeat. And I'm going to pop a bit of that into my slow cooker while it is cooking. I can't quite remember the sins. I think it was 2.5 for 25 grams, something like that, which I'm well aware isn't a lot. But I'll measure it out and I'll see how much that is. Either 25 or 50 grams into the rice pudding while it's cooking. Maybe allowing an extra sin or so to pop a little on top instead of jam. And I'm hoping that's going to make a really nice festive twist on my slow cooker rice pudding. So I'm going to make that later. So stick around for that and I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm now off on the school run. I have just sprayed my chicken with fry light, salt and peppered the top of it, and it is going in my air fryer on roast. 190 will do nicely. And I'm just going to adjust that time. I'll pop it in for an hour. Vegetables are prepared in my veg steamer. I got this saltire one from Amazon and it's been great actually. Yep, just the right size for what we need and quite adequate for a family of 4. For myself, I've got out 2 of these rosemary colony red onion sausages, I think they are. I believe they're sin-free. I will double check that, but I think they're sin-free. When these are defrosted, I'm going to squash them into a ball and they are going to be the equivalent of my stuffing balls on my roast. Chopped up some parsnips, which I'm going to roast in my air fryer with my potatoes. Mark and the boys have got Yorkshire puddings. I'll pop the sins on the screen because if you choose to use your sins on Yorkshires, you can absolutely have them with your roast dinner. And then I'm also going to do the sweet potato and potato mash. My potatoes are ready prepped. I am just soaking them for a little while. Before I put these in the microwave to parboil, I will change the fresh water, just take some of the starch out of the potatoes. They will go in the microwave for about 12 minutes, then I will fry light them, season them, toss them in my colander and then pop them in the air fryer. Getting some steps in with my boys again. It is a proper wet, manky day and they haven't been out so far, so I am currently getting dragged through the woods. Honestly, lead training my dogs wouldn't be a worse thing. Alfie is 12, heading into 13, and he walks worse now than he ever did. He gets worse with age, I'm telling you. Anyway, today I have put, would you stop it please? I put a lovely roast dinner in the oven, which I'm looking forward to when I get back. We're having roast chicken, roast parsnips, roast potatoes, some nice veg, and some veggie stuffing balls that I'm making. I haven't particularly eaten much else this morning. Not gonna lie, I had no food in the house this morning, and I've been having a whole clean out day. Like the house, obviously we're not very organised anyway. Well, we are quite organised, but we're not in a normal space, so everything's not got its own homes and things. And I find like cluttered house is a cluttered mind. And for me, having a good sort out, it just puts my head in a much better place. So this morning I have gone through, like the boys don't have wardrobes at the moment. Their wardrobe is the airing cupboard. And it starts off as neat piles. And then a couple of weeks in with them dragging clothes out and Mark putting the washing away, ends up just as a whole shelf full of unfolded, chucked in clothes. So I have refolded all those clothes. I've done like 3 or 4 lots of washing in and out of the machine and tumble dryer. Cleaned the bathroom, the kitchen, our bedroom, washed the bed sheets, had a proper declutter day. So I'm feeling like a lot clearer in my mind. I've had a good tidy up. When I get back, I am going to have a glass of red wine. Mark's got one and I'm going to have one. I'm going to have a glass of red wine. He is currently watching the football and I'm going to do my shopping list for the week. One thing that was on the list of things to do today, which I haven't done, I will also do that when I get home, is go through the freezer, because I did notice that I have quite a lot of meat and stuff in the freezer. I don't know about you, but I find that I get my fresh meat in. If I haven't used it and I check the use by date, it then goes into the freezer if it's going to go out in the next day or 2. And once it goes into the freezer, it just kind of stays there and I order other meats the next week and it doesn't get used. Now I've noticed that I've got quite a build up in my freezer. I've definitely got salmon, I've definitely got mince, definitely got meatballs, burgers. So gonna have a look, see what I've got in the freezer, then devise myself a shopping list. I have had a request off Mark and the boys for stew and dumplings this week, so there's definitely going to be some stews and nice things done in the slow cooker. But I will catch you up with my shopping list and shopping a little bit later. I don't know if I'll do that today or tomorrow, but I definitely need to make a rice pudding in my slow cooker, so I'll be doing one of those. Yeah, and that's a bit about it. So I'm feeling quite positive today because my house and everything has been getting really cluttery as the week's gone on. It's one of them where you sit and look around and you think, oh, and it really bugs you, but you can't be bothered to do it because there's so much to do. So today that's done. I have blitzed the whole house and I'm feeling good. So I'm going to finish my dog walk, get home and have that roast dinner. So my rosemary sausages, I'm literally going to roll them in a little ball and they're going to go in the air fryer with my parsnips. They're just going to be a couple of stuffing balls really. Pop them in there. Give my parsnips a little spray with some firelight. And then they are going in the air fryer. potatoes have been parboiled, they've been salted and peppered, salted actually, not peppered, and fry lighted, and you can see they are coming on nicely. Making a super simple dinner tonight, jacket potatoes and salmon. I'm pricking my potatoes and they will go in the microwave for 10 minutes. I'm then just going to pop my salmon into my air fryer tray. I was planning on doing salad with this, but I've been out with the boys to McDonald's. I haven't had a McDonald's, I just had a coffee, but I can't really be bothered. So this is just a really quick chuck it in the air fryer dinner. So I'm going to spray these salmon fillets with fry light, and then I've looked in the cupboard and I've found some JD Seasonings Cajun spice, which I really enjoy on my salmon. So I'm going to sprinkle my salmon with some of that before popping it into the air fryer. This dinner is totally sin-free because I'm just going to add beans to the salmon and jacket potato, but it does not contain much speed food. Obviously, if you are hoping for a good weight loss, it really does pay to start topping your plate up with at least sort of a third of speed foods. Jacket potatoes have been in the microwave for 10 minutes and they are nice and soft. So I'm going to spray those with some fry light and then salt and pepper them before popping them in the air fryer. This makes them really soft and fluffy inside and it gives them a really nice crispy skin. I always cook my jacket potatoes this way unless I'm cooking something in the oven, in which case I'll pop them in the oven rather than using the air fryer, as well as pop them in my silicone insert, then in the air fryer. I think everything went in for about 13 minutes altogether. I'm serving with beans. Just to mention, I got Heinz beans last week because there were no branded ones. These Asda ones are $1.85 for a tin of 4. The Heinz ones were $3.75 for a tin of 4. That's a massive difference, isn't it, for 4 tins of beans? So I'm now serving up. As you can see, these jacket potatoes are lovely and crispy. I love how the skin comes out. And my salmon is lovely and crispy on the outside and really well cooked. Just a side note, my salmon is all stuck to my air fryer tray at the bottom. Now, if you take your salmon out of the packet and sit it and let it dry a little bit on some kitchen roll, it takes the moisture out of the skin and that does avoid it sticking to the surface of whatever you're cooking it in. This does work because I have tried it before. Also, I forgot to spray the bottom of my fry light pan, but that doesn't always stop it sticking anyway. Mark has butter in his jacket potato, I do not, and I'm just going to top them with the beans, piping hot. Like, beans can't be hot enough for me, they've got to be boiling. And it's just a really quick and simple, yummy midweek dinner. There we have it. Cajun salmon with jacket potatoes and beans. Right, so I'm making my rice pudding. For this, I use the Asda pudding rice. I have had lots of questions about the pudding rice and lots of people don't seem to be able to find it. I ordered this online, but I have bought it in store as well, and it's usually down the baking aisle, so where you would get your flour, icing sugar and all your baking goods, not with the rice. So maybe try checking there, because I would think most supermarkets would stock their own range of pudding rice, but this is the one that I use. I'm going to measure out 150 grams of rice to go in my rice pudding. Gonna pop that rice in slow cooker. Full litre of the Alpro no sugars nutty almond milk. I think the coconut milk works well, and also skimmed milk would work to make a pretty low sin version of this. Now I am going to be mixing up this rice pudding a little bit, and to put a Christmas spin on it, I have got some mincemeat. Now, I think it was 2.5 sins for 25 grams of this. So I'm going to measure out 25 grams. I'm not quite sure how much that's going to be. And I'm going to pop that into my rice pudding. Obviously, I'll have to divide that between the amount of portions I do to work out my final sin value. So that's 40 grams. So I'm going to put 50 grams in because 25 grams is not going to be worth doing. So that is 50 grams on the dot, and I'm going to pop that into the rice pudding. So that brings us to the end of today's vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it. I do have a motivational quote for you because I know how much you guys were enjoying the quotes. So my quote today is, no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow your progress is, you are still ahead of everyone that isn't even trying. So don't beat yourself up if you have the odd treat over Christmas. If things don't go quite as planned, you can always pick it up again. It's never the end of the road, is it? It's about just doing what you can, when you can, enjoying Christmas, enjoy the time with your family, enjoy the time with your friends. Don't do something if it's going to make you feel bad. If you're going to beat yourself up about it, don't do it. Find a way around it. But if you can do it and enjoy it and rein it back in and still make those little changes when you can, that's how you're going to get through this month. That's how I'm going to get through this month. I'm not going to speak for you. When I say we and you, I'm generally talking about me. I don't want to try and speak for anyone else, so please don't ever think that I'm trying to do that when I say these things. But yeah, that is my motivational quote, and I hope it helps you through this month where everything's kind of against us, isn't it? The weather's rubbish. We all feel a bit dull. It's a bit lackluster, a bit unmotivating. And on top of that, we have got Christmas, we've got lots of lovely treats around. I don't know about you, but when I go in the supermarket at the moment, I'm straight away looking at the treats, I'm looking at the cheese, I'm looking at all of that stuff. So I'm putting off buying any of that until closer to Christmas. If I had boxes of chocolates and stuff in the house, believe me, I would be eating them. If I had a cheese board in the house, I would be eating that too. So I'm putting that off. I'm doing what I can, when I can, and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do what I can, when I can, and I'll pick it back up after Christmas. Anyway, that is it for today. I would have just shown you my finished rice pudding, and hopefully that is delicious. And I will see you in the next one. Please don't forget, if you have been enjoying the vlogs, to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when the next video comes up, and I will see you in the next one.